Welcome in, everybody! Welcome to our second annual tournament of Illusion of Gaia Randomizer. I'm in the company of Warden.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing today, Warden?
I'm very good, thank you, Queenie. How are you?
I'm excited. Warden, we'll get to see you race later?
Yeah, quite a bit later.
So today we have 3 matches. We have one right now, we have one at noon and one at 3 p.m. This is the randomizer of Illusion of Gaia. Somebody made a randomizer and we have the chance today to see him run. It's DontBaguMe, and he's in the company of Sye990, who was a playtester for this rando. solarcell, who is also a playtester for this randomizer. And we have one of our newest members playing this game, EvilMag. It's gonna be very interesting. We have Sye990, who won the tournament last year, and solarcell, who won the runner-up. So let's see if they're gonna fight this year to take the prize home. The prize that we saw earlier in the layout is a beautiful shadow box made by the Monitor. You can watch his store, and all weekend, if you use the code GaiaMizer, he offers a 20% off discount of everything in the store. I'm gonna check if our runners are ready. By the way, good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. They're having fun right now. Okay, let's start this. We are going to start this in 10 seconds.
Sye being very brave, still on the video loop.
And it is started. Good luck to all of our players. Well, then you want to talk a little bit about the randomizer?
Yeah, sure. Just give me 2 seconds.
So our player are playing type 2, except EvilMag, and it's kind of a joke in the community. Type 2 is what the speedrunner used, except me and Mag, we're the only one that played on type 1. So it's kind of the running gag around in the community.
So we've got a Frisia start and a starting ability.
Yes, so the tournament settings for this one are 4 statue, which means that they need 4 statue to finish the game, being able to go and fight Dark Gaia. And the setting is also safe starts, which means they will start in a city. It can be any city in the game, we don't know. And oh, I see Bagu has a little problem in his game. Let me just check with Bagu if he's doing okay.
Okay, while Queenie checks with Bagu, we did see the others who have started get their Psycho Slider ability, and they're now making their way through Frisia. A bit bittersweet getting Psycho Slide so early, because it means you can't do a speedrunning trick called Freak Dashes to iframe through enemies while running. It also means you can't ramp glitch, which means it's harder or longer to do a couple of checks in Sky Garden now, unless of course they find Spin Dash, and they do have access to those extra dark spaces within the Diamond Mine. Now they have Slider. They can get all the checks but the Labourer at the end, unless they do find Spin Dash or Dark Friar.
Okay, and Bagu start, but unfortunately forgot to start his timer, so we'll have to check with the official timer. So yeah, sorry, Walden. Yes, exactly. Unless they know how to do an item frame dash, is that what it's called?
Yeah, you can pause buffer it, but without a psycho ability, you need to be frame perfect with your pause buffer still. So it's quite a hard trick to pull off. But you can go round the long way, and the ramp for the chest has a couple of frames, so it's a bit more forgiving.
Also, you are not seeing wrong. Solar Cell sprite is bald. And Bagu and Sye also has a sprite. It was a little gift that DontBaguMe made for them as they were the playtester for the original version of this rando. Bagu decided to make them their own sprites.
So we're already seeing some route variations here at the start. They've found Lola's letter, which is one of the travel items. It lets you go to the water-based towns with use of Seth, who is now Riverson in the vanilla game. We can see DontBaguMe and EvilMag have gone to South Cape, while Solar has gone to Great Wall. Both are good choices. I probably would go Watermere. You get a lot more checks because you can full clear Angel Village. Sye has gone to Diamond Mine, which I think is a bit risky going without your Friar or Spin Dash without doing those safer checks first.
Also, DontBaguMe just went to South Cape and he talked with the teacher, and we now know what statue we need to finish the game, or I should say go beat Dark Gaia. And we had two choices. The settings were random settings, so it was either gonna be the game's choice, which is the case now, or we have a new feature, which is player's choice. So player's choice means the teacher would have said you need 4 statues of your choice, and you can choose to fight any boss you like to get your statues. So, as I said, the goal of this game is to find the amount of statue you picked in your settings. For tournament, we choose 4. But there's also a few other things you need. So you need to find Kara. Well then, do you want to talk about Kara and where she can be?
So Kara can be at the end of any of the minor dungeons. The minor dungeons being the dungeons without a boss at the end or a mystic statue. So you'll be looking at Edward's Prison, the Diamond Mine, Angel Village, Mount Cress, or Angkor Wat. You do need the magic dust to save her still, which you can find.
And what do we do with the magic dust? We throw it on her face.
Well, you've got to be quick, right? This is a race.
Exactly. You throw the power at her face and you continue to speedrun.
So another setting we have with these seeds is if you save Kara and you find the crystal ring and have the aura for shadow, you actually get to use the Firebird ability in the rest of the game, which is a fun quirk sometimes because it's required because you can't find Dark Friar. So that can be a fun little setting.
So if you saw on EvilMag's screen, we saw Hamlet, the only apparition of Kara's pig in this randomizer. It gives you an item in the prison. And God bless DontBaguMe because he took off the scene where Hamlet dies in the fire.
Another fun quirk is how the game loads sprites. If Kara's portrait is at the end of Diamond Mine, Sam is replaced by Hamlet, which is now affectionately known as Samlet. And if you get a hint in the game saying Samlet has an item, it means that Kara's at the end of Diamond Mine as well.
Yes.
Hopefully that will make an appearance this tournament at some point.
And to answer your question, Ulti Nurato, no, it's normal logic, so which means that usually the back of Angkor Wat is only in logic once you get the black glasses. But obviously they all know their way around, but we'll see. So, as Waden said earlier, they found Lola's letter and now they're kind of having the open world almost around for them.
Yeah, now they'll just be looking for either the will in the large roast or the memory melody, which will unlock all. The memory melody will unlock all the last locations, as it will also give them access to the Tower of Babel. But the large roast and the will get them between Watermere and Euro and Native Village and Dow.
And so if we look at the tracker, we can see that they need statue 1, 3, 4, and 6. Do you want to talk about those statues, Alan?
Sure. So statue 1 is Castoff, which is quite a fun boss to try in one cycle in the vanilla speedrun, but you usually have Shadow by the time you fight him in this after finding the required items, which kind of trivializes the fight a bit. Statue 3 is the Vampires, which if you don't have access to Shadow 2 when you fight them, which is a bit more common, I find, because it's 4 items, that's still quite a difficult will fight in the randomizer, but again, trivialized with Shadow when you can damage glitch into the floor. Statue 4 is Samfanger, which is a free statue. You just need Spin Dash and Friar, and it's just as easy as the vanilla game. And statue 6, which means we'll probably see a lot of solid arm fights, which you get for collecting the required amount of red jewels for the gem secrets, and is at the end of his mansion. But you may also see the Babel boss rush. If you find the diamond ring and Shadow, you get access, and as the vanilla game, you fight all the bosses before Mummy Queen 2.0.
Solid Arm is the boss that, as if you play this as kids, we would only see if you get all the 50 red jewels. Then the jeweler would take you to a secret mansion, and back then, it was so hard to fight this boss. But somebody called Mr. Freed found a pixel where if you stand on this one, you never get touched. And now it's a boss that I would say it's like the easiest boss of the game now, if you know that trick.
Well, it wasn't when he first found the pixel, but then I don't know who discovered item buffering, but that lets you put in a frame at a time, which makes it really easy to get to that pixel. So you will definitely see that at some point in this tournament. But one fun thing about Statue 6, if you go and do the Babel boss rush and kill Mummy Queen 2.0, you will receive stat upgrades, but if you kill Solid Arm, you miss out on them.
Yes, and also if you fight the boss rush, you will go on top of Babel, where you usually find your father in the vanilla game, and this time we don't have the cutscene where your dad, after not seeing you for 5 years, I think it is? Is it 5 years?
I can't remember.
I think it's 5 years. The first thing he talks to you about is camel. Shows you how much he loved you.
They are a very interesting animal. They can travel large distances across the desert with minimal water.
I always find it was funny that, oh, Daddy, I've missed you. Here, let me talk to you about camels.
So 3 of the players have found Psycho Dash. I didn't actually catch where that was, but now they have Slider. That ability is not really useful unless for a couple of speedrunning tricks that save like a second at most.
Psycho Dash was in Cloud Cape, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. So they probably weren't most thrilled to find that, but it does mean they can item buffer, because you can't item buffer as well without a psycho ability. You need to be charging one, so you do need dash or spin dash to be able to do that.
I'm getting a feeling that something important is gonna be in Diamond Mine, because if you look at Solar and Bagu, they already have all the keys.
That's very interesting. It's very early. Bagu has actually already been there.
Oh, was Kara there? I didn't notice.
I missed it as well.
So also they can find Lance's letter, Lance, who is one of Will's friend that stays behind in Watermia in the vanilla game, he has a letter that tells you where Kara is. Lance, who, let's not forget, in the vanilla game, falls in love with Lily. Lily that turns into a flower. And how does he tell her he loves her? He gives her flower. So I always like to joke that he killed his family. He killed her family.
They just totally don't have the most awkward scene in any game ever. It's fine.
And let's not forget that your mom is actually Hamlet the pig. So your mom is a pig and your father is the flute. Very good game. They don't make these games anymore. Yeah, true. Ulti Nurato. They removed a lot of cutscene, and fortunately, I should say, they removed all of the raft cutscene with Kara and Will on the boat.
Yeah, I think a lot of the story events have to be reset because of how you warp around to move back and forth through the continents. There has to be character flags set for them to be at certain places where you do interact with them. So you can't keep all those cutscenes in.
Bagu going into Angel Village, which is my favorite dungeon.
And if we watch, we'll be able to see if he checks for Kara. That will let us know if she was in Diamond Mine or not.
So if you remember in the vanilla game, there was a puzzle with the painter Ishtar, and there was 4 rooms. Was it 4 or 5?
4.
4 rooms with differences, and you had to check what the difference were between the 2 rooms. And in the rando, there are all the, how do you say, the clues, the hints?
Yeah, so in the vanilla game, it's always the same differences between the rooms. But Bagu went in and randomized the differences and added loads of new differences. So you get different puzzles every time you play. I mean, if you play a lot, you'll still get to know all of them, but some of them aren't that different from each other, so it can trick you sometimes.
He also added some new ones, so you have to watch it carefully. Also, I apologize, chat, as you probably heard, my English is not my first language.
So we have 3 players in the Angel Village at the moment, with Bagu at the front, where you'll get to see some of these new puzzles in effect.
I would say right now that Bagu is a little bit ahead. He found both Rama statue, which we need to find to fight the vampires, and he also found the diamond block, which you need to fight Castaff. But since EvilMag and Sye are there, they should find it soon also.
We just saw Solar find Earthquaker in the diamond mine, which everyone else already had. That means he can get into Angkor Wat with Spin Dash and Slider. He won't need to do the Friar skip.
In speedrun, you don't take Earthquaker because there's a skip for that. So even if the players don't have Earthquaker, they can still have access to the back of Angkor Wat.
As long as they have Friar, anyway.
Yes.
That is one thing that the early Firebird skip can't do, because Friar knocks the enemy to the side while Firebird hits it in a way that hits it backwards, so you can only hit it once with Firebird, so you can't kill it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice to know. After playing this game for 3 years. I've watched 3 person went into Angel Village, and I forgot all the time to check if Kara was there.
As did I.
She must not have been there. Probably, I would have seen it.
And now we have DontBaguMe going through Mew, probably hoping to find another Statue of Hope. Then he'd be able to full clear.
So, if you know a little bit about the player, SolarCell currently has, out of the 6 categories on speedrun.com, he has 5 world record, I believe, out of 6.
I would have to check. I know he doesn't have any % anymore.
But
any %, no major glitches.
Bagu is, I believe Solar has yet to beat Bagu, or like he almost never beats him.
In the randomizer, Bagu,
Yes.
where Bagu has made the randomizer and knows all the quirks of his algorithms, he does do quite well. There's a lot of subtext to the hints you receive in the game and where you find items, which you slowly learn as you play, but Bagu can read a hint and know exactly where to go. It's scary.
Yes, hints are very useful in this game. There's also, he said that there are some trolley location for hints.
Yes, so when I mentioned Sam's item in the diamond mine that can be Samlet, that item is a trolley location. The spirit at the end of the spirit at the end of Angkor Wat, the end of Cress, just any locations that are difficult or are long checks to do. The item after you use the purification stone, we call him Buffy in Seaside Palace, because in the vanilla game he says he wants to fight the vampires. Yeah, the snake game, just long checks that you want to know before doing, especially Killer 6 as well. But then you can also receive hints about items you might need. So if it tells you a Statue of Hope is somewhere, it means you need to kill the vampires. Or if it tells you where Mine Key A is, it means that Kara is going to be at the end of Diamond Mine.
So I just watched this time, Kara is not in her vanilla location, but at the same time, Bagumi just found the Dark Friar, which is a very mean place to be inside Moo.
That does mean that Bagu will be doing a Will Vampires fight, because going the long walk back to the other dark space and the long walk back not having Slider to take the shortcuts is such a time loss. It is quicker to kill the vampires as well, even if you have to eat a couple of herbs to do it.
Yes. So if it's important to say, as you just said, if there is an ability in a dark space, there will never be a way to change. So EvilMag is struggling a little bit with the item buffer right now. It's a really hard input to do.
Yeah, it's not frame perfect, but it's still like a free frame window. It's not nice. And here we see Bagu doing his last check in Mu that he can do, unless he finds a vanilla Statue of Hope. At which point I'd have to question why he didn't randomize his game. Nope, it was a red jewel. We're all good. So, DontBaguMe's tracker isn't actually working properly. We did see him get his Fryer ability, but it's not showing on there.
The tracker is made by Apocalypse, and it's on Emo Tracker.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a problem with the Lua code, I think, that reads the memory on the consoles. We've been finding a few glitches with it recently.
But if you're a new player of this, you can also have a map tracker, I believe, in the Emo Tracker. Do you know that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's automated yet. I know when I first looked at it, it wasn't, but yeah, it shows you how many items are in each location. It gives you a space to say what, the items the jeweler's got and stuff. So if you're not trying to go as fast as physically possible, it can be nice to have a visual aid to help if you're just getting into the game.
Yes, if you want to try this randomizer and you know the vanilla game, it's important to understand what the difference are between the vanilla game and the randomizer. Like what the items actually do in this game, because we had to change a few items in order to make this game completable.
Yeah, so the biggest changes were probably the travel items. So Lola's letter that she sends you is now her explaining from Bill how to read Morse code, which lets you talk to Riverson, which is Seth. As in the vanilla game, you do speak to Seth in Morse code in just before Angel Village. And the memory melody is now used to teach Neil how to fly his plane. And that takes you from Neil's cottage to Euro, to Dow and Babel, as these are all locations you see Neil in the vanilla game. And then you get the will that you get from the drinking game in Watermere, which lets you use the crux between Watermere and Euro. And then the large roast that you give to someone in the natives village lets you go between there and Dow.
Yes, you've heard it here for the first time. To learn how to fly a plane, you just need a melody.
All those people spending hundreds of thousands of their currency getting flying lessons are going to be so mad. Here we can see DontBaguMe going through the Great Wall now. It looks like he's running out of dark spaces to check, as it looks like he's going to check the third dark space at the end, which is quite time consuming.
So right now what they're looking for is pin dash. That's the last move you need to complete this randomizer.
And Solar's just got his Fryer. Sye deciding to do his last couple of checks in Sky Garden with Fryer now.
And yes, to answer your question, Irvos, yes, it's the roasted leg of yak. Since there's no raft scene in this randomizer, we decided to give it to the starving boy in natives village.
There was no Hamlet for them to eat this time. It was only fair.
Magu showing off some skill in this room.
Yeah, any way to kill the enemies faster in that room really pays off.
Fortunately, there was nothing in the Angkor Wat.
Bagu's not going to be happy with that. He's going to be starting to run out of checks to do at this point, I believe.
Do you think we'll have to see a top of Babel move?
That would be so mean, and I'd be for it so much.
So if you played the vanilla game, you know that at the top of Tower of Babel, once you've done all of the bosses, there is a dark space there, and it can have a move. But that's so mean because you have to find the crystal ring and then fight all the boss just to get access to that one dark space which can have a move.
Or you can, if you have Slider and the red jewels, you can go through the mansion and kill Solid Arm instead of Boss Rush. But so the randomization, the placement of the abilities for Freedom and Will do depend on the settings you're using. The settings for this tournament, today's races, are on completable logic. That means that any dark space, unless it's reserved for transformations to complete a dungeon, can have a will ability. Any dark space in a town or non-transformation dark space in the vanilla game can have a will ability, but not a freedom ability. Only dark spaces that were transformation dark spaces in the vanilla game and aren't reserved can have freedom abilities. So now they have Friar, you won't see them checking dark spaces in dungeons. Like in Crest, they won't need to visit any. But you'll still see them check towns until.
One of the things also important in this game is inventory management, because as you know, there's a lot of item in this game, and there's only so much item you can have on your inventory. Since in this case they don't need to fight Mommy Queen, which is accessible once you have all of the 6 hieroglyphs, you can delete from your inventory the
hieroglyphs in the Father's Journal.
Yes.
But there are some items you can't get rid of regardless. You'll always have to keep items for Cast Off and Viper, because that might be your only way off of a continent. So that might be your way of getting from continent 1 to continent 2 is to kill Cast Off, or to get into the Seaside Palace you might need to kill Viper. But also that's one of the big differences between if it's 4 required statues or 4 of your own player choice statues. If it's player choice statues, you can't get rid of any boss items for your inventory, so you do have to route slightly differently to make sure you're dropping off and not filling up.
So Sye just finished the Sky Garden, so they couldn't finish it the first time because they needed the ability called Dark Friar, and Sye went back there to do it, and Bagu is going there right now.
We also have EvilMag in the Incan Ruins, the first person to have used their diamond block.
Yes.
This is one of the trolley locations EvilMag is doing now, the singing statue head. This is a trolley location because you have to sit and listen to the wind melody before it gives you your item. And it's doubly as trolly if you haven't checked your inventory, because it will play you the song and then tell you your inventory is full.
And you have to hear it again. Oh, and Kara is not in Diamond Mine.
That's a shame. We do not have a Samlet Seed today.
So we have 2 places out of 5 crossed on our list.
So that leaves Edward's Prison, Mount Cress, or Angkor Wat. Now, this is only anecdotal, but I do feel like 75% of the time Kara is at the end of Cress. So that is going to be my prediction for this race.
I agree with that. And also, it's important to say right now that nobody can go to that part of the game. They don't have what's required to move there.
Yes, they still do not have access to Euro or DAO. They are going to have to be finding that memory melody soon.
We got a hint earlier, I don't know if you saw it, but Bagu got a hint that Aura is in DAO.
Yes, I did see that hint. And
so
he won't be annoyed about that. You do not need Shadow until you get to the pyramid. He can be nice in other places, but not essential. So knowing that his aura is in DAO, he also knows that's not going to be in Snake Game, otherwise it would have said Snake Game.
And Pyramid has a lot of checks. It has 12 checks, I believe.
It does have 12 checks.
So
You'll generally only see 11 checks done because you only do killer 6 if you have no other choice. Unless you're on quite high stats, because Bagu has put a couple of quality of life upgrades into the randomizer. The lifts, the elevators in Diamond Mine move a lot quicker. In the Killer 6 room, the stairways move up and down a lot quicker. The Purity Stone cutscene's quick. And the Hope Statue checks are quick. Which really do help the general playthrough. Speeds it up and helps you keep your rhythm better.
I actually wonder who's gonna find the item to get to that other part of the continent. This is rare that at this point you still can have access to it.
Oh, you know what might happen? I seem to remember the teapot being on the red jewel list.
Oh,
Their travel
yeah.
item might be in not Angel Village, Seaside Palace. That's the one travel item I forgot to talk about. That's the teapot that you use to... In the vanilla game, you use it on Neil's parents to...
Which are your uncle and aunt, by the way.
Yep.
And you kill them.
Yeah, because that's what Will does. Like, you know? He's helping out the man behind the slave trade. Like, you're collecting red jewels for him all game.
So yeah, you know that Neil is your cousin, and in Hero you pour the teapot on Neil's parent, and then they turn into ghosts. So yeah, he kills his aunt and uncle.
And yes, we just saw Sye get his teapot, so that is going to be what's had to happen. So what the teapot does in the randomizer, it is a nicer item. The teapot heals the spirits in Moon Tribe, and then they teleport you to the Sky Garden, and they can also take you to the Seaside Palace.
It was with the jeweler, is that what I saw?
Yes, Sye got it from the jeweler, and it's interesting because Sye hasn't had to go into the Incan Ruins yet, which Bagu has done. So Sye is going to get these checks earlier, and we know that there's not going to be anything useful in Inca because EvilMag has already been there.
Oh, and he got the purification stone inside the...
He's going to be so frustrated he doesn't also have Lily and can do it in one shot. Because at least if you don't have the purification stone, you can death walk back to the top. But once you've put the purification stone in, there's no more enemies to teleport you. It's a long run back.
Lily is the flower girl that turns into a dandelion and likes to be in your pocket.
Yep, so like in the vanilla game, you still need Lola's melody to get to Itery. You no longer need the melody in the prison because you need to get Lily to help you in the prison, who is in Itery Village. And she will only help you after you help her find her necklace, which she has lost and is in a bit of a panic about.
Who gave her that necklace?
Lance. It's, you have to pick up the pieces of it as you go through the Great Wall of China.
Good job, Lance. You better give her a necklace than flowers.
I mean, if it already broke the one time when Lance was going through the Great Wall, I can see how Lily lost it so easy. Like,
True. Lance is bad with gifts when you think about it.
his heart's in the right place.
So, Sye found the key, so he can now open the door to get out of Seaside Palace. So 2 vanilla items in their place.
Although he is only he already had access to Watermere through.
Yes. I'm gonna see what Buffy has. Statue
And it's
of
a
Hope.
Statue of Hope, so he has access to his.
It seems to me like that's the only way to go.
Well, it doesn't open any more checks for him.
There's nothing left to check. He's gonna be able to fight the vampires, that's for once, and second Statue of Hope give him 2 more items. 3 more items, 3.
Yes, it does. Of course it does.
So I believe that right now Sye is a little bit in advance.
And you will see a trick being performed by DontBaguMe called the Z Ladder, which was found by Z05Z, who you will see in the next race. It's amazing how many speedrunning tricks have been found because of people playing the randomizer. The new breath of life it's put into the game's really helped everyone.
EvilMag did it also earlier, and he had it on first try. I was really proud of him. So as I said earlier, EvilMag is one of our newest runner of this rando.
You will also see, I believe, Nagul's in the next race. I believe he started practicing and decided to be in this tournament maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. And he's also very good. It'll be nice seeing him play later.
Sorry, just Sye showed us where Kara is, and she isn't Chris. So that means they will have to find 3 mushroom drops to be able to reach her.
And they still have none. How much would you love it, Queenie, if they have 3 vanilla mushroom drops?
There was a hint for one earlier. I don't remember what it was though. And also they will need to find the.
And Sye's just found the will in his Mew. That means he will finally get to go to Euro, which will give him a lot more dark space check. Well, 2 more dark space checks to hopefully find Spin Dash, and providing he does, he will have access to 2 checks within Cress and all of Angkor Wat.
He needs to find a Spin Dash. That's what I was
Spin
saying.
Dash, sorry.
And yeah, so would you imagine if Spin Dash was at the top of Babel?
I would love it, but I think they would just end up finding the required red jewels. And they have to kill Solid Arm. They'll be killing Solid Arm anyway at that point, so I don't think it will put them out too much. But it would mean they don't have access to Cress or Angkor Wat.
And Sye is going to fight his first required statue of vampires, so I would say at this point he's a little bit in the lead. Sye was the winner last year, by the way. Tournament last year. This is going to be a hard fight though, because he's with Will and he has little health.
He does have 5 herbs left though. Sye a couple of years ago, maybe even more recently, was running the vanilla game, so he should be a bit more comfortable with the Will vampires fight than others maybe.
So we just saw that Bagu found the most useful item in this game, the chest that says it is empty.
Yes, as all the items are randomized, the 2 empty chests from Mew are randomized into the mix as well, so it's always fun finding those.
And Solar just found it. I think I heard him say no. Now Bagu
so
had
watching... Sorry, go on.
Bagu had to take a death here because he's at the end of where he can progress because he doesn't have Lily.
So when you're seeing Sye fight the vampires, you'll see him do jump attacks at certain points, and that's because Will is actually invulnerable to damage while he's in the jump attack motion. So when you time them right, it prevents you from taking damage you would have otherwise taken from the vampire. It can be quite hard to time at times, which is why the vampires are such a hard fight in the speedrun. I mean, they're hard in the vanilla game as well, but more so when you're trying to go fast.
I don't know if Bagu and Bagu hesitated there. If they know they have enough jewel to get the teapot. Oh, Bagu totally backtracked what he was doing.
I think he's probably going to the jeweler to get his teapot because he needs to be in Southgate, that constant one, anyway to use it. Yes, he does have his teapot.
Bagu skipped on the two checks in Sky Garden. He immediately went to the Seaside Palace as the Solar decided to do those two checks.
And you will see... lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. Sye found the apple in the shop in Euro, and that's another quality of life upgrade that Bagu made. The line for the shop now moves very quickly and not at a snail's pace. But Sye found the apple, which is a fetch quest. Handing the apple to Anne will give you an item.
Somebody very bad said that we should randomize the time of the line. It was denied.
I definitely suggested at some point to tell Bagu to
It was
randomize
you.
the time.
It was you. How dare you suggest this?
I mean, just be thankful he didn't do it, because Bagu is the biggest troll out of all of us. Oh, and Sye does have the Gorgon flower. Thank you, Urbos.
Yeah, he found it in Euro.
That is another fetch quest. You use it on the stone statues in Native's village, and they give you an item. Sye trying to give no red jewels to the jeweler.
Also,
He's going to be kicking himself for that one, but I feel like he has quite a comfortable lead, so I think he's alright.
he doesn't have the leg of yak, so Native's village is as far as he can go right now.
Although I have a feeling he might be finding his spin dash. Oh, he hasn't.
So
He's not going to be happy with that one.
That leaves us, what, one more? It's in Dao or Babel?
It can be Dao, bottom of Babel, or top of Babel. I know what I'm hoping for.
Yes. There is one single check you can do in Anchor What, where Sye is going, because he doesn't have a spin dash, so he can't progress there.
Yeah, and he's going to be hoping it's that large leg of yak, which it probably... No, red jewel again.
As you can see, death warping is a real thing in this game. We abuse of it.
So now we're going to be seeing Sye backtrack. I expect he's going to go to Edward's prison. Or he could be going to Inca as well. He's the only person to have not gone to Inca.
Oh, I forgot the dark space there.
Might be teleporting.
I'm really confused as to what they didn't try right now.
Yes, that is very possible. Alta Naruto. That is another trolley location. You can find boss moves.
But
Special abilities.
yeah, but the last it shouldn't be in logic because they have you don't have the wind melody, which gives them. Oh, that's also something we didn't talk about. In Inca Room, just before the boss, there is a tile that you have to step on for 10 seconds. In the vanilla game, it's always the same, but in the randomizer, it's randomized, and the only way to know which one it is to find the wind melody.
You can brute force it, of course, by standing on every tile for 10 seconds each. It's quite easy to stand on 2 tiles at once, so you can check them twice as fast. Or if you're Neo, who you will see in the last race of today, he devised a way to be pixel perfect to stand on 4 tiles at once, which actually isn't too bad to brute force at that point. But he's the only person I know who can do it, so... And you'll now see Bagu going to fight his vampires, and he also has his access to Continent 4.
Could it be possible that progression is behind the mansion at this point, and all Sye is looking for is Red Jewel?
I don't know if there's enough red jewels at this point that they have access to. But I'm not sure where the item could be.
I believe that Solar is on his way also to fight his first boss, as Bagu just did his. Oh, did he? Oh, maybe Bagu decided not to fight right now because he don't have enough health. So as I said, Bagu is the mastermind behind this randomizer, but he doesn't really speedrun the vanilla game except the 100% category.
Yeah, which is a category he thought to have included, because he thought that 100% should include getting every item in the game.
As to Sye and Solar does speedrun this game a lot, so fighting the vampires with low health and no stats upgrade doesn't scare them.
Solar just throwing away his Lance's letter. Now he also knows that Kara is in Mount Crest.
Which is really a big deception because they have no mushroom drops right now, and we know they need 3 to reach her. They're gonna hate this seed.
I'm putting my money on 3 vanilla drops. It's gonna be a trolley seed, this one.
So in order to make how we did the tournament settings is not the settings but the lineup is they had a pre-qualification seed, and I believe that, well, not I believe, but I know Bagu said it was the worst seed he's ever done, and it was my son who actually picked the seed number. And so it was such a bad seed that I decided to ask him for all the seeds number for this weekend. And I see did not disappoint me again.
Yes, but this could come back to haunt you, Queenie, because aren't you participating in the next race?
Yes, I'm in the next race.
That is definitely going to be one of my talking points, how your son has betrayed you on how trolly the seed is.
If it's a bad seed, I'm taking it off of my inheritance.
Jeez, poor Francis. So Solar fighting the vampires. We have 5 herbs, so we should be fine. Oh, now Sye's making a mistake. He is going to check the 3rd dark space. Oh no, he hasn't been to Great Wall yet.
No, he's never
Okay.
been. Yeah. But we know he's gonna find nothing.
But we probably will see him check the 3rd dark space, which we know has nothing in and takes a long time to get to. So this might be DontBaguMe's chance to catch up and take the lead from Sye.
And we know that this dark space has a name. It's called the Wilden Dark Space.
I would not know what you're talking about, Queen Annie.
Because Wilden never checks that dark space.
There have been 3 occasions I've been going through on low stats, and I died, and I thought, you know what, the chances of it being here are so low. I have so many other dark spaces open to me. I'm going to check them first, and I can always come back. And the amounts of time, and 3 times it has come back to bite me. So it's got a name.
EvilMag is, for a new runner, he's not... I mean, he's doing great. He's not so far behind. Super proud of him. Go, EvilMag. Solar waiting in line.
He's trying to pull the people towards him. I don't think he realizes they would already do it.
They're dancing. They're doing a... What you call it in English? 1, 2, 3, cha-cha-cha.
Conga?
I don't know.
Conga line.
I'm back finally going into the mansion. Yes.
So yes, that is where our Dow excess was hiding.
Oh my god, I've never seen this. A forced mansion to get to Dao?
We'll get to see if Spin Dash is at the top of Babel as well.
Oh, and Bagoof died there. This place is the hardest place in the game. The enemy hits you like a truck.
This is where skipping the vampires may come back to haunt Bagu, because even with his health and stats right now, he can probably only take 1 hit before the 2nd hit would kill him. These are the strongest enemies in the game, as it's the last dungeon in the game. And yes, he is a 2-hit death. So this might be Sye's time to catch up, if Bagu keeps bumping his head against this and not getting anywhere.
Do you see how 39 jewels? Okay, so wow, it was 39 is not a lot to get to the mansion. Oh my god, they're gonna ape my son.
So I think solarcell may be catching up to DontBaguMe, as he appears to nearly be on the required amount of red jewels to get his access into the mansion as well, while Sye still needs to clear his Inca ruins before he gets his access.
Oh, and he just found Lola's melody in the mansion. Oh my god.
That's another 2 item checks. He will also have access to Lily when he gets the necklace, and there is another hint there for him. Probably won't be too useful this late in the game, but you never know.
Yeah,
and DontBaguMe now.
Yeah, go.
And DontBaguMe now. Ooh, This is the old setup for the God Pixel, but he nailed it.
Yeah, I've never seen. I mean, it's been a while I didn't see this strat, but yeah. So he's in the pixel that makes this boss so easy right now.
Yeah, if you're on the pixel standing forward enough, Solid Arm just cannot hit you, and you can just stand there and attack and hit him. And as you can see, it is a trivial boss fight. Once you know one of the setups for it, it's the easiest boss in the game, as provided you can get to him through the dungeon.
And he's going on get his 6th statue. I didn't see. Was there something in the? He didn't go in the dark space, right?
No, he'll check the dark space now, because then he'll teleport from it most likely. No, he'll use the teleport to Dao, I would assume, because he knows his aura is there and he can go into Pyramid. So that will open up 11 more checks to him. No, it won't, because you need Spin Dash for that. Let's see if Spin Dash is at the top of Babel. It's not.
It could be in Dao as well. There's a dark space.
Could be Dao. Could be the bottom of Babel, which you need the memory melody to get. Or, as someone in chat did correctly say, we could be in the last dark space before Cast-Off. And there's a red jewel at the end of Cress, which normally would be a nice hint to have, but we know Kara's there, so he's got to go anyway. And that's a dead item to him, because more red jewels don't do anything. The time for the snake game has also been randomized, so the amount of snakes is relevant to what the time is. And this is a 20-second snake game, which is really nice. Everyone who's played it will know how much of a pain it is on your wrist and your hand.
Oh, and he got the necklace, and he has Lola's melody. Oh, there's also this dark
and there's no
there.
Spin Dash.
So it might be in Italy. I forgot about that.
Yes, we could be in Italy as well. That's 3 dark spaces left they can check in the game, and they're all quite trolly.
I wonder. So in Pyramid, cannot finish it because you don't have Spin Dash, but he can do a few checks.
And a fun thing, the shadow statue's there, just not drawn. So if you unlock shadow while you're in the dark space, you can just teleport to nothing. Not teleport, transform in a statue of nothing. As you just saw DontBaguMe do. A fun quirk of the randomizer. Kefka, absolutely everything is randomized. Where you find abilities, all the item placements. There is logic within the randomizer to make sure that you can always progress and you can always complete the seed, but anything can appear mostly anywhere.
And Bagu just found his magic dust. He was in between the floors. And now Solar finding his last jewel, he needs to get to the mansion.
Ervos, there is a entrance randomizer. There's coupled entrances and uncoupled. That exists. And there's even one for dungeon shuffles, so it shuffles the bosses around or the entrances in dungeons. There's a door randomizer in them. Yeah, we haven't included that for this tournament because those seeds can be unpredictably long.
I believe I saw Bagu pick the wind melody, but it went so yeah, okay, it's the wind melody. So
that's another dark space check for him.
The play here is to go back to continent 1 to go to Itori and Inca.
Yeah, then he'll know for sure where Spin Dash is.
So Solar is going to get his statue 6, and he has more health than Bagu did when he went there.
Yeah, Solar will probably have a better time of it.
And he's gonna show us the new strat for the what we call the God Pixel.
Yeah, he's going to use item buffering. You hold attack and use item, and then it uses the item, and then while holding them, if you put in a directional input, it moves you 1 frame that way, and you just buffer 4 frames left, 4 frames right, and then you just have to walk forward, and you're there.
I've never seen a seed where your access to DAO was through solid arm.
I think I've had one seed before, and here we can see solarcell doing the trick, and nice and easy, just like that. Solid arm's no longer a threat.
And Spin Dash wasn't in Italy.
And here Sye is just getting his mansion access. So I think we have quite a clear picture now of first, second, and third place for the time being. Of course, that is all due to change depending on the order they do their next checks in and what they do. But at this moment, at least, because of the linearity of needing the mansion to access DAO, we know where they are.
But I still need to fight the vampires, so
This is true.
he's a little bit behind. He decided to go clear the prison. I don't know why, because my routing would have been to go see to go get Spin Dash as ASAP.
He still doesn't have the memory melody, does he?
No, but it can still be an Inca, and it's all open, so it's a quick check.
Yeah, but he can full clear Edward's prison. It's the same continent. I don't think it adds or takes off any time. And actually, it makes sense to do the prison check at least now, because he might find the Incan statue, which would mean when he does go into Inca, he'll be able to full clear with cast off.
There could be some seeds where it would be possible to finish the game without Spin Dash, but this is not one of them because we know that Kara is in Mount Crest, and so they needed to get to the end of it.
And statue 4 is required, which needs Spin Dash as well.
Oh, true. I didn't check that.
And now we can see solarcell entering the pyramid.
And good luck to Mag fighting his vampires. Oh, he's doing great for a start. Wow, good start. Good for him. What? The ball bounced? I never see it bounce before.
Yeah, it depends where Will's proximity is to it, I believe. Well, that's what I've always found.
Oh, no! He took the herb at the same time that he got hit. Oh, no!
Yeah, that's a horrible quirk from the vanilla game.
And he lost it!
Yeah, if you take a herb, if you take damage that would kill you before the herb has finished healing you, it will still kill you and you've still eaten the herb. It's punishing and it's so horrible.
And he lost his herb? I'm so mad. Can I say my famous quote? I hate this game. No, I don't. I love it. Take a herb! He's playing. Oh my gosh.
Are we going to see him nope out as well now? Yes, we are.
It's okay to come back later. Like Bagu did it as well.
Yeah, there's no point just busting your head against something needlessly. It just makes you get tilted, and then you won't play the rest of the game. Move on, come back if you've got other checks.
Solar decided to do all the checks he can right now with Shadow.
has Solar got the swag pixel. There is a perfect pixel that if you go down on, you will enter that door before falling and reforming a shadow. Solar looks to be 1 pixel too far to the right, but it saves maybe half a second. It just looks really cool.
So what is gonna be in the coffin? The memory melody. Oh my gosh. The memory melody was there. It says anchor what has crystal ring. Okay. So it looks like it's going to be 100% seed.
The crystal ring is a hint because statue 6 is required, as the crystal ring is needed to do the boss rush, which the logic expects you to do.
Oh, true. So, yeah, well, spin dash cannot be an anchor. No, it's impossible. The anchor what might not be required if they find the mushroom drops.
Spin dash can be in the Inca still. Oh wait, has
No, I
Bagu
said
checked
anchor.
Inca? No, it can't be an anchor what?
No, it cannot. But, yeah, anchor what could still have mushroom drops. It's really hard to say right now who's winning.
Ervos, the aura glitch to make it do damage. If you press attack and then use the aura to sink into the floor while you're in the attack animation, it makes you do damage the entire sinking animation. That is also in the vanilla game.
So without spin dash, I believe you can do room 5, 6, and 2? Yes.
Yeah, 5, 6, 2. And you can do 1 check and 3 technically, if you want to do killer 6. But there has been a hint to say that has a red jewel, I think, so...
No one does killer 6. And this is why I'm gonna lose later. So if you didn't know that as a kid, when you jump twice on that position where Solar was, it gives you it opens the floor, so you don't need to do this. Oh, and he's finding his second Inca statue. He has everything he needs to go fight boss 1 right now.
Let's see if Sye gets that swag pixel. He did!
Good job, Sye.
Wow, last year's winner just completely showing off for everyone.
So right now, what was in the coffin again?
Memory melody.
Oh, true. So if Solar goes to fight his statue 1 and spin dash is there, it's gonna win a lot of time on the others. Because we don't know if the spin dash is at the bottom of Babel, then Bagu is a little bit in the lead because he has the memory melody.
So Baku has made a strange choice there. He's just gone and got his statue free, but he's on the same stats that he was when he last fought the vampires. Although it makes sense because he's now gone into the Seaside Palace, which is next to Mew. And he didn't check the coffin. Interesting.
Who?
Bagu.
Yes, he did.
Oh, is his tracker not updated?
No, it's not updated. I think he must be manually updating it. As you can see, he's playing the memory melody right now and his tracker doesn't show it.
Yeah, my bad, I missed that, sorry. Okay, and DontBaguMe is now going to Babel. This is his last dark space check that can have a move in it, so we're pretty confident he's going to find his spin dash finally after all this time.
Oh no, it could still be at cast off.
Has he still not checked cast off?
Nobody could. It's the moment of truth. Oh my gosh. Seriously, this is an horrible seed.
So Bagu's probably going to be feeling pretty good with himself right now. Probably going to see him going full clear ankle what, which is technically out of logic as he doesn't have the black glasses.
Or
so
maybe
the game
he's gonna
wouldn't
go fight Fanger.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would make more sense to do on the way. Yes, Ulti Naruto, we were talking about Spin Dash at the Tower of Babel. It's one of the most trolly locations it can be, because as you can see, it's taken them an hour and 10 minutes to find. Normally in a seed, I'd expect to have my core abilities within about half an hour.
EvilMag getting his magic dust. Good for him. Quick reminder that the person who finishes first today moves on to the final tomorrow, and the person who finishes second moves to the runners-up tomorrow. We are going to see Sandfangr, the boss of the Great Wall.
I'm going to give Bagu a prediction of 3.5 eggs for his Fanger fight. And there's one. The egg phases being the optimal phase as you get the most hits in. The up and down phase you just saw is the least optimal because it takes the most time and you can only get 2 hits. And side to side is okay. It's quicker and you can still get 2 hits in. And we have a second egg phase.
This boss fight is long. Oh, and Solar decided to go fight cast off. Oh, he's probably hoping that the spin dash is gonna be there. Which I agree with what he's doing right now. I would have done the same.
Look how close Sye and Solar are to each other right now. Barely anything separating them. DontBaguMe has killed his Fanger.
So he's right now in the lead. He has 3 statues, but still need to find his Anka statue, which we know is in Pyramid.
And he'll probably be off to Pyramid now. It does seem like he's going to nil. Not going into his ankle what yet.
No, but that's his way to Dao. Is it? He's going into Pyramid, probably?
Yeah, he's going to Dao. He's going to Pyramid. EvilMag closing the gap, having also now in their pyramid.
Oh, that sucks. He has no choice but to take our barrier if he wants to fight Castoff with
Well, it means he'll get a guaranteed 2 cycle instead of a 3 cycle at least. So now we'll get to see what Castoff has in store for them. We'll also get to see what the item on the gold ship is, one of the most trolly item locations, seeing as you have to fight Castoff in order to get it. And I have seen magic dust on the gold ship in many a seed Castoff was not required for.
like the pre-qualification scene.
I was trying to save you the embarrassment, Queenie.
It's not my fault, it's my son's fault.
No 1 cycle from Solar Cell. Let's see if Sye has any more luck with it.
Now, this is where we usually hear them sing.
So in sync. They've got the same amount of hits on him in the cycle as each other. This is incredible to watch. Mr. Freak being a speedrunner of the vanilla game who puts a lot of time into making reliable strats for different parts of the game. A timing that people use for the 1 cycle speed for Castoff is just to chant his name, as Queenie just did. And the large roast is on the gold ship. That's probably not the find they were hoping for at this point, seeing as they already have their DAO access.
I can't believe they don't have 1 single mushroom drop.
I think the race is going to end up being the race for the mushroom drops. But quite honestly, I see them clearing Pyramid, doing Castoff, running through Angkor Wat, and at that point, the only place for their mushroom drops left to be are within Mount Cress, I believe.
Or there's one in Angkor Wat, one in the Pyramid, and one in
yeah.
in Cress.
They're the only locations they have left with checks, though. So it's got to be in one of those 3. So we are seeing 100% seed for the first one of the day. And considering how close they're getting to the end now and only an hour and 20 in, this has been quite a quick seed considering.
So I want to take this opportunity to say that EvilMag, as the newest runner, is doing quite well also.
Oh, and a very unfortunate death just above the tile room for EvilMag. I'm going to blame you for that one, Queenie, for jinxing them right there.
Well, he hasn't fight any bosses, so he's low on stats right now. But he's been doing great so far. I'm really proud of him.
They would really benefit from having spin dash right now.
Solar finding is
Memory Melody.
Yes, thank you. Solar is going to see his cousin. And Bagu found 2 mushroom drop.
Ah, so there must be 2 mushroom drops within the pyramid then.
I wonder if Solar's gonna go fight Fangr or if he's going to go full clear the pyramid or do something else.
Well, Fanger's a free fight for him at this point because he's already opened up to Dark Space 3. So all he has to do is run through with Spin Dash. So it would make sense to me for him to just be looking for his mushroom drops at this point.
Yeah, true. And also, I don't think he wants more stats right now because then that warping becomes so long.
Yes, exactly. Although 29 HP and 2 defense, that's still quite a long death warp. Although he's only got higher dungeons left, so it shouldn't be too bad. Although we've only checked Angkor Wat and Mount Cress and Pyramid, I would expect them to probably run out of Angkor Wat so they don't have to cross-continent travel. But we'll see what decisions they make.
So is Bagu in go mode right now? He has... Oh, no.
He doesn't have mushroom drops.
Yeah, he
and we know that's in Angkor Wat, I believe.
Did we get a hint for that? How do you know that?
I believe there was a hint. Someone in chat said it.
Oh, okay. Because I remember we had a hint about one mushroom drop being in Pyramid. Well, the good thing for you and me, Walden, is that this is a very, very bad seed, so it can only get better for the rest of the day, right? Right?
Please don't say those words, Queen.
Right?
They are not words I want to hear. But good luck in your race that's coming up next.
Thank you!
And Sye about to find his memory melody as well. And DontBaguMe is off to clear his Angkor Wat out. Making short work of them wall bugs with his 5 strength upgrades. EvilMag now off to kill Castoff as their first boss. If they were struggling with the vampires, this is probably a good shout for them because Castoff is one of the easier fights you can do.
Yes, and he's gonna get upgrades for that, and he's gonna be able to fight the rest of them.
And also finding their aura barrier now. So Solar found Ullman's journal, which tells you the order of the hieroglyphs, because in the randomizer, the order of the hieroglyphs that you place them in is different to the vanilla game and is changed between seeds. So unless you want to stand there and brute force hundreds of possible combinations, you'll need the journal. But seeing as statue 5 is not required, that will just be thrown out of the inventory along with all the other hieroglyphs.
Oh my gosh! So they're taking damage on purpose, but I don't believe that the last one was on purpose. He almost died there.
So Solar also wants 2 more mushroom drops, so we know he's not going to find anything else useful in his pyramid.
And Sye founding his Spin Dash. While Mag is fighting Castoff. There's the free eat. There's the free eat. Mr. Fritu, you'll get to hear very soon. He's gonna be with you in commentating in the next race, Walden.
Yes, I'm very excited to commentate with Mr. Freak. He is a very big name in the vanilla speedrunning world for the game. It will be a great honour to have to get to commentate with him.
Too Brit voice, and I'm gonna miss that.
A nice British variation. You'll have my lovely southern voice and Mr. Freet's northern voice, giving you the best that the United Kingdom has to offer.
I absolutely adore the British accent. Oh, and Solar's doing a play right now. He's hoping that his last mushroom drop will be in there.
I mean, it's a bold strategy, but I don't hate this choice, actually, because if Angkor Wat doesn't have anything and I did misread a hint, then this will definitely give Solar the edge. This is interesting.
Yes, because I always forgot, but Bagu still needs to go fight Castoff. I mean, he has everything, he didn't go there, so I always thought that he was in the lead, but no, there's still... Everybody has 3 statues except Mags.
I would say, though, that Castoff is the quicker fight than Thanger. The actual fight itself is quicker, and with all the shortcuts open, it's going to be a lot quicker for Bagu to get there.
I'm really excited right now.
This is incredibly close, this race.
It's all depend on where's the last mushroom drop.
Seeing the lineup for this race, I always knew it was going to be close, but this has been a treat today.
I still like to say that Sye was really kind to take the spot today, because we had somebody who unfortunately had a family obligation and had to leave the race, and Sye offered to do this today. So Sye hasn't practiced in a long time, but he was very kind to still take that open spot.
He hasn't played randomizers in months and had less than 24 hours to prepare for today. So he is doing absolutely fantastically.
And Solar just found his last mushroom drop.
GG Solar, he is in go mode.
So it's probably his race to do now, except if Fanger is very mean and gives him no eggs.
I think Solar does have the edge, because Bagu will still need to do Cress, but he has to get out of Angkor Wat, and he'll probably run out, then do the cross-continent travel, but we'll see. But that is still a fair bit of travel time before he gets to his Cress.
So this is where the word rando is rando gets all its meaning. And he doesn't need to do any more checks, Solar, so he'll go straight ahead to the end of Crest. And there's Kara's picture.
The princess is saved. Solar requires one more mystic statue, and then Dark Gaia awaits.
Also, to answer Soul, as I said earlier, it's Solar and Sye were both playtester for this rando when it was first edited, which, by the way, was made by DontBaguMe, who is playing right now. And to thank them, Bagu made them sprite that looks like them, and solarcell007 is bald, which is why he made the bald head of Will. Please also give a follow to all our runners today if you want to see them play the randomizer. We have the weekly every week, and they do it, so you'll get to see them play Gaia again.
EvilMag now having another crack at those vampires.
Yeah, and he has more stats this time, so it should be fine.
And DontBaguMe has joined in with Mount Cress, as has Sye990. Sye and Bagu very close to one another. Basically same point in the dungeon, just different bosses needed. Second place is going to be incredibly close, I think. Solar with a clear edge now.
You think we might see the three fighting Dark Gaia at the same time?
I don't. I think Solar, maybe. Maybe.
And GG to EvilMag for doing the second statue. Good job.
GG Mag on a vampire's kill. That's 2 required statues now for Mag. They can probably get away with doing Solid Arm now as well. Although they do still need their memory melody. It looks like they're missing Lola's.
First eggs for Solar.
Yeah, and Solar nearly halfway through Fang already, and Bagu only just finding his last mushroom drops. We may see Solar kill Dark Gaia before Bagu is there. Sye also just finding his mushroom drops, so they're both going to be racing to the end now as they're both in go mode. And EvilMag now doing Jeweler's Mansion. They will find their Lola's Melody, which will open up their memory melody, which will open up go mode for them as well. Really not too far behind, even with the route variations.
I lost track. How many eggs did he got?
I wasn't watching. I was watching Bagu and Sye.
I only counted 1. Okay, so it was. Oh my gosh, poor Solar.
He's winning. I don't feel too bad for him. 1.5 eggs for Solar Cell. And here's DontBaguMe with his Kara rescue. He only requires cast off now as a kill. We'll probably see him go back to Euro, teleport to Continent 1. With Sye, while Sye will go back to Watermere. Solar Cell with his all required statues, he will now talk to Dark Gaia to face Dark Gaia. And we can see what that Dark Gaia quote is. I'm not from the US, but I believe that's a G.I. Joe reference.
I don't know.
One of the community's favourite quotes at the end is "Spoon."
Thank you to MLS and Serotonin who just confirmed that it is. Oh, and even Mag missed the pixel.
Very sad to see. We can now see the Firebird. They never got their crystal rings, so we never got to see early Firebird this seed.
Bagu found it in Anchor.
We're going to see DontBaguMe get to his boss fight first, I do believe. Oh, maybe not. He still needs to play the melody. I think Sye might just edge him out on this one, you know?
I don't know. Hanger is takes so much longer than the cast off.
That's true, but DontBaguMe has to place the statues, play the melody, transform into Freedan, and receive Aura Barrier.
Aura Barrier, very important.
And then he has to run through Gold Ship to get his Mystic statue. It won't just be given to him. I think this is going to be very tight indeed. This might come down to their Dark Gaia fights.
There is something about this fight we call 3 or 4 cycle. And depending on how many hits you get on Dark Gaia, you can have either 3 cycle where she opens her mouth and throws you a laser. That's the optimal thing you want to see. But if not, then you can have the 4 cycle, sorry, which
And
takes
Solar
longer.
is going to get the free cycle. He has had 2 5-hit phases, which means he only needs to get 4 hits, which you're almost guaranteed to get. So I believe we're going to see sub 140 times from 3 of our participants. That is very impressive. And GG